Wednesday evening, while most of Hollywood was cheering the news that the months-long actors' strike had come to an end, some 200 invited members of the industry, most of them avowed supporters of Israel, convened at the Museum of Tolerance in West L.A. for a screening of a film unlike any other, Bearing Witness, which comprises 43 minutes of footage of atrocities committed by Hamas terrorists against Israeli citizens on October 7th. The somber gathering took place under heavy guard. Another media outlet leaked the location at which it would be taking place, resulting in threats against the museum and necessitating an FBI advance team in the days leading up to it. On Wednesday, a considerable number of LAPD officers were stationed inside the museum's theater, out on the surrounding streets and in a helicopter overhead. But in the end, there appeared to be no more than a few dozen protesters, both pro- and anti-Israel, who loudly but peacefully gathered on opposite sides of Pico Boulevard during the event, as passing cars honked their support of one side or the other. Reports on social media indicate that some violent clashes broke out after the event ended and most attendees and police had left the vicinity. Rumblings in town had suggested that Gal Gadot, the Israel-born star of Wonder Woman who served in the IDF years ago, was behind the event, but she was not present for it. However, her husband, Israeli film producer Jaron Varsano, was, as were the Oscar-winning Israeli filmmaker Guy Nativ, the Oscar-nominated producer Lawrence Bender, Mattel CEO Anon Kreis, producer Jamie Patrikoff, social impact agency chief Bonnie Abanza, one of the stars of the Netflix streaming Israeli drama series The Beauty Queen of Jerusalem, and Rick Trank, the Oscar-winning documentarian who runs the Simon Wiesenthal Center's Moriah Films. The proceedings, ahead of which attendees were required to sign an NDA promising not to record or recirculate the sensitive footage, kicked off with remarks from Rabbi Marvin Heer, the outgoing head of the Simon Wiesenthal Center and Museum of Tolerance. After noting that it was the eve of the anniversary of Kristallnacht, Heer said that experts have estimated there should be 200 million Jews in the world today, but there are only 14 million because we are the leftovers of pogroms, like the one of October 7th. He labeled Hamas terrorists the Nazis of the 21st century. Then, Principal Communications Group publicist Melissa Zuckerman, the main organizer of the event, addressed the audience. Describing herself as a common Hollywood flack, she indicated that she felt compelled to do something after October 7th and thanked IDF spokesperson Amnon Scheffler and former Israeli intelligence officer Sarah Greenberg, who were married, for working with her to do it. They brought this screening to life, Zuckerman acknowledged, after which Greenberg spoke about her quest to organize screenings like this one in cities across America. Greenberg lamented, "Never could I have imagined the need in my lifetime to bear witness again to the systematic murder of Jews." Gilad Erdan, Israel's ambassador to the United Nations, spoke next, saying that he had flown in from New York because screening this footage is of the utmost importance. He elaborated, "It will change the way you view the Middle East and the way you view the war in Gaza," adding that Hamas, just like the Nazis and ISIS, view Jews as insects to be exterminated, and that the ongoing war in Gaza is only about ensuring that such atrocities never happen again. He closed with a warning: Hamas must be eradicated. This is the only way to prevent another massacre. If Israel doesn't eradicate this evil, mark my words, the West is next. Last to speak before the screening was Scheffler, the IDF spokesperson, who was in uniform. He hand-delivered the DCP of the footage, and who said he had spent the weeks since October 7th at the sites of the massacre and with the families of those who were killed. Of life before the attacks, he shared, "Our worst nightmare would prove to be much better than what was about to befall our nation and our people." He then noted that the audience would be seeing uncensored footage from the attacks, excluding the killing of babies and the rape and sexual assault of women, that was captured on and later recovered from the body cams of Hamas terrorists, cell phones of terrorists and victims, CCTV, dash cams, and the like. He emphasized, Hamas wanted the world to know what they were doing because they were and are proud of what they were doing. But now, he said, some were attempting to cast doubt about what had transpired, and, referencing the yelling and horn honking that was audible through the walls of the theater, he added, "I believe we are hearing some of it right now outside."